Taoiseach, there's been much discussion around the Oireachtas and the Gresham House deal, and much of the issues have been aired already, but could I just focus on the policy, if you please, around it, and that is the policy to favour the state sector over the private sector. In 2022, in terms of licences achieved, Oireachtas achieved 110% of licences, whereas private felling achieved only 80% and private afforestation, as in other words, farm afforestation only achieved 60%. And in actual fact, if you go from 20 to 22, even by the department's own target figures, only 67% of licences were achieved for the domestic sector. So I wonder, Taoiseach, can we look at this bias into the future in terms of the policy? Can I ask you two questions around it? One, in terms of future fund management, has government considered any private investment vehicle that could do the job of Gresham House into the future to allow domestic investors to take part in the afforestation programme? And secondly, is it time now to establish a forestry agency in order to oversee the very important work and to try and hit these targets and to ensure that rural and domestic growers won't be disadvantaged?
Thanks, Deputy. Our objective here is to go from a situation whereby only about 10% of the country is under forest to where we get up to 18%, almost doubling the amount of country that is afforested. And that's going to require the state, through Oireachtas, planting more forests, particularly on public land. It's going to require farmers to plant more trees. It's going to require private investment as well. And of course, that can come from anywhere, including domestic Irish investment funds. But the people who will make the biggest difference here are farmers, in my view. They own most of the land in the country. By getting involved in forestry, they can make the biggest difference. And that's why, under our new forestry programme, we're trying to make it much more attractive for farmers to do so. Keeping the single farm payment, 20 years of premiums instead of 15, tax-free income at the end of it in many cases, and also a 33% increase in premiums.